Fa la 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 and Merry Christmas. Well, not quite yet, but still, this is the second Christmas theme project I'm doing this year and a first video project. So, hello, this is Riikka Kovasin, and this time I'm making some Christmas cards. Well, these are a little bit different, I might say, than usual, because I have these Lawn Fawn stamps and I've gathered quite a collection of those, but I rarely use them. I admire them and they are so sweet, but I tend to use some else in my card making, and this time I just decided that hey, I need to use these instead of just admiring and stashing them. So they are going to be the focal point. I'm doing the background first. For that I'm using distress inks in 2 colors and a stencil. I'm going for this kind of a polka kind of stripes, but well, these are just little blocks, so they are not that stripes, but I'm going with this minty kind of toned green together with a cranberry red. So I thought that was a nice combo. I first inked the reds and then the greens, and then I use water a little bit later to make them a little more splodgy, a little bit more mixed media that way. For the focal points, like I said, I'm using Lawn Fawn stamps and stamping them to a piece of cardstock, and then I'm using these brush tip markers to color them. Before cutting the backgrounds a little bit smaller and adding those splashes, I'm adding these little details of snow on top. I first dried the backgrounds so the embossing powder won't stick to the distress ink, but only to the watermark ink I'm then adding on top, and then embossing those with white. So I get this little bit of texture there, kind of this highlight of snowflakes and then a blur of those with the water. I then used a circular die to die cut a couple of elements, these circles, and then these scalloped edged circles are something from my stash. I then use foam tape to mount the focal points in place, but what I'm first doing, I'm adding a little gingerbread to each of the characters. So there's this otter holding a little gingerbread, and then there's a dragon holding a gingerbread, and a couple of gingerbreads holding a gingerbread. Oh, talking about a tongue turner. I make the focal points ready, and then it's just mounting them on top. To add a little bit more to the cards, I actually sewed around the edges and then tied a little bow using those leftover threads to add a little detail to the opposite end of the card than the focal point is coming. So first I mount the focal point, kind of the circle in place, and then these stamped little sentiments. I'm using kind of a mix and match way of doing those sentiments and using all the 3 different sets to make the sentiments to each card, kind of matching them with the focal point. You can see the cards a little bit later and read all their sentiments, or you can visit my blog and see the photos there. To mount the focal point in place, I'm using craft glue, and for the sentiments, I added strips of double-sided tape to the back and treat them like these little stickers. To finish each card, I'm then adding some epoxy stickers, white this time, so these are kind of little snowballs, but also adding a little light to each card. For the card bases, I chose this minty color because I thought that it would go nicely with the polka stripes I was going for with the background. And here they are, all 3 ready cards. first a bunch of them and then individually, so you can see the sentiments on each. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, even though it's a little bit different than usual, but still some mixed media. And I'll be seeing you within a week with another video, as Christmas is closing, so maybe there's more holiday cards. I haven't decided yet. So I'll be seeing you. Bye!